a like on the video if you're looking forward to the Season 2 live event. With the Collider powering up and Doomsday nearly here, we haven't got long until this live event. To fully understand what's been going on this season and how we've got to where we are, we need to go back to where it all began. This is the Season 2 storyline. Our journey begins as we're launched into Season 2 with the invasion of the Imagined Order, an organisation we've been battling over the last few chapters. Their mission is pretty simple, to maintain the loop which they've been doing for thousands of years, and our mission is to stop them. The war has officially commenced for the control of the island and, most importantly, the 0 point. The Imagined Order have control over the majority of the island, with blimps and IO guards patrolling major points of interest. It looks like the Imagined Order have got this one, but it's time for war. With the Seven's relationship at the end of Season 1 in pretty much tatters, we're joined by one of the sisters named the Imagined, whose mission is to work out where she's come from and to find out her past, as it seems like her memories got wiped. Her sister, the Order, is still yet to be seen. And then we've got the Origin, whose past is exposed to us as it turns out he was once the Cube King. Both the Imagined and the Origin have come from the Seven's base, which is located on the moon, as seen in the opening trailer to this season with Doctor Strange opening up his portal. Let's just say these two play a huge role in the storyline for this season. But let's not worry about that right now. We've got a war on our hands, with Paradigm still up in space and not wanting to help and work with the Seven, and the other sister still unknown. It's not looking good for the Seven. The Foundation travels the map, picking up recruits to be part of the Resistance like Peely, Mancake and Tomato Head. The Seven need all the help they can get. The Imagined Order have set up head of communications over at Tilted Towers, and blimps occupying the map, set up with bombs, missiles and riddled with IO troops. Whereas the Seven, well, they got the scientists to set up the Synapse station at the south of the map, a makeshift workshop. The Seven's plan is pretty simple: take down each blimp and overrun the point of interest to take it back and reclaim the land from the Imagined Order. The first port of call is the Daily Bugle, but while all of this has been going on, Tony Stark, he's been pretty busy over in the south part of the island, inside Synapse Station, constructing battle buses for us to take into war. But the Imagined Order are one step ahead of us, as blueprints for these plans got leaked and fell into the hands of the Imagined Order. We start storming the Daily Bugle with the fight against the IO troops. With the war now in full swing, we finally get a ping from Paradigm. The Imagined gets sent a ton of information from the Paradigm, suggesting that she's got a plan, a solution to all of the Seven's problems. An easy way to overrun the Imagined Order with an anti-tank weapon. One that we're going to use to take down the blimps from the sky. But the Imagined didn't want to tell the Origin about the contact with Paradigm. There seems to be a lot of history between these two. For right now, the Imagined Order just assume the Seven are a unified group with no problems at all, and Agent Jones suggests they act like they still are. The lack of trust between the Seven, it could be a real problem here. But before we move any further, a quick word from today's sponsor, Fortnite Tracker. This is an in-game real-time solution to track all your stats, whether it's per game, the last 7 days, or even over your lifetime. How cool is this? You can join a match and straight away see all the live stats of your teammates, their kills, their wins, and a ton more. You can even view your match history here and see what guns you work best with. Yeah, my stats aren't looking too good. Make sure to check out Fortnite Tracker. It's simple and easy to download. Click the link in the description to download the Fortnite Tracker app for free today. It had now finally happened. The first blimp to crash out at sea. That's 1 out of 6 blimps down. All the tanks and IO equipment at the Daily Bugle was now the Sevens. We then went on to take Condo Canyon, Corny Crossroads, then Rocky Reels. They were next to follow, with the war now ending up at Tilted Towers, the biggest fight yet. This is when Agent Jones discovered secret intel that the IO Doomsday Division are working on their next device. It was time to hit the field and set up cameras to see what they were up to. Tilted Towers was then bombarded by huge bombs located within inside the blimps. The Imagined Order weren't going to go easy. But while all of this was going on, Peely, the latest recruit to the Resistance, was accidentally sabotaging the Seven's plans. The Origin had pretty much instructed him to learn how to drive to help us out, but all he was doing was crashing. Not only that, the Origin had told Peely to plant fake Seven's intelligence plans to confuse the Imagined Order, but instead accidentally leaked the official Seven's plans. Yeah, Peely, he doesn't make a good agent. With everything going so so well for the 7, taking the majority of the land back, something bad was bound to happen. And Agent Jones is getting weird vibes from the one sister that is on the island currently, the Imagined. She keeps slipping up, wanting us to do side missions for her behind the 7's back. They don't have any relevance to the task at hand, and it seems like the war isn't her biggest concern at the moment, as she wants to find out her past. Not only that, the Imagined wants us to set up a direct communication link with Paradigm without any of the other 7 knowing. Yeah, this is kind of dodgy. No wonder Agent Jones is keeping an eye on her. With Tilted now under the control of the 7, the Imagined Order only have Command Cavern and Loot Lake left. But they've just been sent reinforcements to help from the Empire. After taking back nearly every major point of interest from the Imagined Order, it's seeming a bit too easy, maybe even a bit too good to be true. Agent Jones, out of curiosity after keeping an eye on the Imagined, has infiltrated the Imagined Order base to find out his own past. As we know, he used to work for the Imagined Order and is now helping us and the 7. After hacking into the top secret Imagined Order server, Jones stumbled across the profiles of the 7. Info about literally every single one of them was there, except the files for both of the sisters. They've been wiped. After Jones had a word with the Imagined the other night, he found out she was sick of not knowing who she was and what her past is like. But who has deleted both the files on her and her sister? And at the same time, the Origin has found out that we helped the Imagined behind his back contact Paradigm with a direct communication link. Good job we got in contact with her, because it turns out she's found huge energy fluctuations under Loot Lake that are gigantic, and they could be a huge clue to what the Imagined Order are working on under Loot Lake. We then understand why the Origin hates Paradigm so much. Even though that they're both part of the 7, the Imagined has revealed that the reason the Origin doesn't trust Paradigm is because she managed to escape from the prison that he had to be rescued from. The Origin is convinced that the Paradigm is a traitor and that she had inside help on escaping. With so many lies and backstabbing within the 7, it's time to celebrate the Imagined Order retreating. The 7 and the Resistance have gone and thrown a party, but it might be a little too soon. The last sister has now arrived on the map to complete the 7, and she is known as the Order. She's been helping us spy on the Imagined Order to see what their big plan is, and it's not looking good. The energy fluctuations over at Loot Lake that Paradigm picked up turned out to be the Imagined Order's last resort. But what is it? We need to find out what this huge machine is that the Imagined Order have been working on, but it's now here, the day the Collider has been built. The 7 weren't expecting this. They were too busy celebrating that they pretty much won the war and partying. The whole season we've been distracted by the war that's going on and winning the land back, and not focusing on what the Imagined Order have been working on over at Command Cavern. We've fallen into the Imagined Order's trap. We gotta see what damage this device can do, so the Origin has set us up on a mission to steal one of the key cards that Dr. Sloan uses, creep inside the Command Cavern headquarters, and go to their simulation room to simulate the event. And it doesn't look good. If we let the Imagined Order complete their plan, the whole of Reality Zero will be destroyed. And the Origin said he's not going to say goodbye to another reality. And Agent Jones has found something huge out. The files on both of the sisters were deleted by the leader of the Imagined Order himself, Gino. It's all stations go. This is war. The 7 have recommissioned the mech, which we saw all the way back in Season 9. And this is where Paradigm has been this whole time, at the 7's headquarters on the moon. Back on the Fortnite island, it's now a rush to gather parts for this mech to help build it, and as the days go by, the mech is almost complete and ready for action. It's full steam ahead now to complete this robot in time to destroy the Collider. The Origin has now sent out a field order and wants us to mess with the Imagined Order's power supply to bag us a little bit more time. The mech is now ready. We've done all that we can. It's now time for the live event.